Hello students, today we are going to read our chapter 2 of Geography, The Impenetrable Depths. First we will see our planet Earth. The Earth is the only planet in the solar system known to have life on it. It is believed that in the beginning it was in molten form. Gradually it cooled to form the solid outer crust. It consists of many layers. A detailed study of the interior of the Earth is done by geologists. The Earth's place in the solar system is third. The average distance from Sun is about 149 million kilometers. The age of Earth is 4.6 billion years and the radius of the Earth is 6,371 kilometers. Earth is just like an onion. The Earth is made up of several concentric layers with one inside another. The Earth, our homeland, is a dynamic planet. It is constantly undergoing changes inside and outside. We can divide the layers of the Earth into three different parts. First is the crust, second, the mantle, and third, the core. First, we will read about crust. Crust is the uppermost layer over the Earth's surface. It is the thinnest of all the layers. The average density of crust is 3 gram per cubic centimeter. Continental crust and oceanic crust. These are the two parts of the crust. Crust is about 35 km on the continental masses and only 5 km on the ocean floors. The oceanic crust mainly consists of silica and magnesium, so it is called SiMa. Si stands for silicate or silica and Ma stands for magnesium. The main mineral constituents of the continental mass or continental crust are silica and aluminium, so it is called Sial. Si stands for again silica and Al stands for alumina. Second layer is mantle. Just beneath the crust is the mantle, which extends up to a depth of 2900 kilometers below the crust. The mantle is made up of silicates of iron and magnesium. It is divided into two parts, the upper mantle, which is known as asthenosphere, and the lower mantle, which is known as mesosphere. The average density of mantle is 5.5 gram per cubic centimeter. Due to heat and pressure, this layer is almost in plastic form. The lower mantle is in solid form. Next layer of the earth is the core. It is the innermost layer with a radius of about 3500 kilometers. It is mainly made up of nickel and iron and is called Nef, Ni for nickel and Fe for ferrous. Ferrous meaning iron. The central core has very high temperature and pressure. The scientists believe that iron and nickel in the core are responsible for the magnetic field in the earth. The core is about 3500 kilometers thick. It is very hot. The outermost part of core is molten and the innermost part is solid. The average density of core is 13 gram per cubic centimeters. Next we will study about rocks and minerals. As mentioned earlier also, the earth crust is made up of various types of rocks. Rocks are made of one or more mineral. Any natural mass of mineral matter that makes up the earth's crust is called rock. Rocks can be of different color, size, and texture. Rocks are made up of different minerals, and minerals are naturally occurring substances which have certain physical properties and a definite chemical composition like quartz, mica, calcite, etc. are few examples of minerals. Minerals are very important to human beings. Some aroused as fuel, for example, coal, petroleum, natural gas. They are also used in industries. Iron, aluminium, gold, uranium, etc., in medicines, in fertilizers, etc. The compounds of metal of commercial value present in rocks are called ores. Rocks disintegrate to form soil. When weathering takes place in rocks, due to weathering, soil is formed. And soil is the topmost layer of the fine particles in which we can grow the plants. Then rocks are converted into soil by weathering, like with the help of water or with the help of wind. We have read about soil erosion also. So soil erosion, when water eroded the top layer, that is known as erosion. So erosion is also a type of weathering which is responsible for the formation of soil. The study of rocks is called geology and study of minerals is called mineralogy. Now rocks can be classified into three categories: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. First we will read about igneous rocks. The word igneous comes from a Latin word which means fire. So, when the molten magma cools, it becomes solid. Rocks thus formed are called igneous rocks. They are also called primary rocks. When the hot material inside the earth, it is called magma, and when magma solidifies, then the rocks are formed are known as igneous rocks. Now igneous rocks are of two types: intrusive igneous rocks and extrusive igneous rocks. First we will read about intrusive igneous rocks. Sometimes the molten magma cools down deep inside the earth. When magma cools down inside the earth, then the rocks formed are known as igneous rocks. These igneous rocks are known as intrusive igneous rocks because they are made inside the earth. That's why these are known as intrusive igneous rocks. Since they cool down slowly, they form large grains. Granite is an example of such a rock. Grinding stones used to prepare paste, powder of spices and grains are made of granite. Even in your homes, in the kitchens, shelves are there. Those shelves are made from granite. All those shelves which are very shining. Those are made up from granite. So granite is the example of intrusive igneous rocks. Next are extrusive igneous rocks. Lava is actually fiery red molten magma coming out from the interior of the earth on its surface. When hot molten material is inside the earth, it is called magma, and when that magma comes out on the earth's surface, it is called lava. So there is a difference between lava and magma. When the hot material is inside, then it is magma. When it comes outside through a volcanic eruption, it becomes lava. When the molten lava comes on the earth's surface, it rapidly cools down and becomes solid. Rocks formed in such a way on the crust are called extrusive igneous rocks because they are made on the surface of the earth. So these are known as extrusive igneous rocks. They have a very fine grained structure. Example of extrusive igneous rocks is basalt. The Deccan Plateau is made up of basalt rocks. Extrusive igneous rocks cool quickly as they come in contact with the atmosphere, so their solidification is more quicker than the intrusive igneous rocks. And as a result, these rocks are fine grained or has lack of crystal growth. So the rocks which are extrusive, in those rocks crystal growth is less, and in the rocks which are made inside the earth, crystal growth is more and they have large grains. Intrusive igneous rocks are formed from magma that cools slowly, and as a result these rocks are coarse grained. Next are sediments and sedimentary rocks. Rocks roll down, crack, and hit each other and are broken down into small fragments. These small particles are called sediments. When rocks broke down in smaller pieces, those smaller pieces are known as sediments. These sediments are transported and deposited by wind, water, etc. Then those smaller particles are carried away with the wind and water. These loose sediments are compressed and hardened to form layers of rocks. When these sediments get accumulated at a place, then they form layers of the rocks, and these layered rocks are known as sedimentary rocks. These types of rocks are called sedimentary rocks. As in picture also you can see that there are various layers of various colors. So these are called sedimentary rocks, and million of years uh, takes place to make such type of rocks because it takes a long time to form even a centimeter layer of the soil. For example, sandstone is made from grains of sand. These rocks may also contain fossils of plants, animals, and other microorganisms that once lived on them. When trees or big plants or animals compressed between these rocks, then those elements becomes fossils. So fossils are found in sedimentary rocks only by the pressure and heat from the earth and pressure from the atmosphere. These plants and animals turned into fossils. Next are metamorphic rocks. When igneous and sedimentary rocks change, the new type of rocks are made, and those rocks are known as metamorphic rocks. So igneous and sedimentary rocks can change into metamorphic rocks under great heat and pressure. For example, clay changes into slate and limestone into marble. Now in this picture you can see that sedimentary rock is changed into metamorphic rock because of the heat and pressure of the earth. Now we can see the various uses of rocks. Hard rocks are used for making roads, houses and buildings. Then stones are used in many games. For example, seven stones. You play na that pithu and that hopscotch and that giti also. That five stones are collected. Na? So rocks are used in making monuments also. Many of the famous buildings in our country are made from these rocks, like Taj Mahal, Red Fort. So Red Fort is made from red sandstone and Taj Mahal is made of white marble. Next is the rock cycle. The process of transformation of the rock from one to another under certain conditions in a cyclic manner is also known as the rock cycle. Rocks get recycled from one to another. They form a cycle of change. This cycle of change is known as rock cycle. The process of rock cycle is when the molten magma cools, it solidifies to become igneous rocks. The igneous rocks are broken down into small particles that are transported and deposited to form sedimentary rocks. When igneous rocks broke, then small particles means the sediments are collected and those sediments are transported with wind and water at another place to form sedimentary rocks. When the igneous and sedimentary rocks are subjected to heat and pressure, they change into metamorphic rocks. When igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks change their structure because of heat and pressure, those changed structures are known as metamorphic rocks. The metamorphic rocks, which are still under great heat and pressure, melt down to form molten magma. Then those metamorphic rocks, because they are in close contact with the heat, so they again turn their position. They turned into molten magma. This molten magma again cools, again solidified and again form igneous rocks. Then again breaking of igneous rocks makes sediments and sediments gets accumulated and make sedimentary rocks. Then there is a change due to heat and pressure in sedimentary rocks, they form metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rock again due to heat and pressure changes into molten material magma. Then this process always continues. So this continue process of making different type of rocks is known as rock cycle. With this we conclude our chapter. Thank you and have a nice day.